Hi, everybody. I'm kind of sort of late, but not really. I scheduled this for 6:05 just in case anything comes up. And I've been having a little bit of a debate every week without fail. Been having a little bit of a debate with a customer who bought something in August and is trying to tell me that I shipped her something that it wasn't, which would be great, but I've never even had the item that she said. So we'll see. I told her at this point in time I couldn't help her anymore, that she needed to call eBay concierge or eBay for help, and we'll see. I mean, August 20th she bought it. It delivered on the 23rd, and what is it, the 26th of October? I don't know. Anyway, Jeremy, you troublemaker. That this is not an intervention for you, because you're just as crazy as the rest of us, buddy. Hi, Chrissy. Yep. Now sit down. Glenn, how are you doing, buddy? Thank you so much. That would be great if everybody did that. This is something that I have seen coming for a while, that a lot of us need to talk about. I think there's a lot of us in here that need some love. Beth, how are you? Sandy, hello, hello. Sue, how are you? And there you are again. Hi, Chrissy. Lori, hello, hello. Hi, Kathy, how are you? Maria and Michelle and Anna and Ethel. How are you? How are you? One Man's Trash. Sandra, how are you? Peddling Profits. We got quite a few people in here. This is free therapy and more. Glenn, there you are again. How are you? Hi, Bobby. How are you? I don't know you. You must be new, so welcome in. Karen. Thanks. I decided that maybe I should, do my hair, do a little something. I have a sinus infection, so do you guys do this? Sir, all my notes. I needed to go down to storage today. Hi, Kay. How are you? Pish Posh Reselling. Miss Shannon, how are you? If you guys aren't following Shannon, Pish Posh Reselling, you are missing out on a ton of information. I feel like she's my sister in Montana. She used to live in Washington, she and her husband, Mr. Pish Posh Reselling. Just know that. And they are in Montana now. But Jeremy, if you are actually, Jen, here's my girl. Jennifer, would you drop Shannon's eBay? Wow, you could do that too. But would you drop Shannon's channel, please? And how are you, girlfriend? Daniel, how are you? Chastity, I don't recognize you either, so welcome in. What are you doing? Saying hi. Am I going to start with the video? I don't know. Do I have a video? How many of you guys and gals in here know who Mel Robbins is? Out of curiosity. Just make B-Dog, how are you? How are you? Hola. Where'd you go here? You're kind of new, but good. That's all right. Welcome in. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. You know what? I spent 6 months in Pocatello, Idaho, and about 9 months in Montana and Billings. My headquarters was in Billings when I was traveling, doing a lot of welding inspection and that kind of stuff. And the people in Montana, I will have to say, of everywhere I've been, are the nicest people. If I could handle the weather there personally, I would move to Montana. But because my thyroid is so bad, I cannot handle the cold. It is a beautiful place to live. and the people are they're just amazing. Just amazing. That's my take on that. Let's see. Susan, hello. How are you? Me. You have. And let's see. Sandra has heard of Mel. Chastity has heard of Mel. Yes, she's a motivational speaker and more. Inspirational speaker, yes. Snowing, it's 80 degrees. It's snowing acorns at Scott's place in Alabama. I would cut that tree down. That tree would have been gone. Have a little firewood. I'd have planted something else there, like a dogwood tree or something. Whoop. The video of you dancing and singing today. You'll have to go to my Instagram to see that one. I get a copyright strike. I've already got a video on here that has a partial copyright strike. I need to go back and do a little fixing on that, but I don't really care because, it's not like I'm acorns tried to kill you. I'd cut that tree down in a hot second. Oh, yes, I would. Yep. Anyway, who am I? Lisa, how are you? Hello. So in the description of this video, as a matter of fact, let me just pull that up because I want you guys to have anybody out there. It could be me. It could be somebody that, hi, Ty. Hello. She's coming in hot. Let's go down here to, this should be muted too. All right. Down here, down in the description, I have links to pretty much anywhere you or me or somebody you may know can go and get some help if you are having problems. There's the suicide and crisis line. This isn't just for somebody that's feeling like committing suicide. It's for somebody that knows somebody to get some help to help them. All right. These phone numbers, these agencies aren't just there for the person that's in crisis, because if that person is in crisis, sometimes somebody knows. And if you know and you aren't being able to help them, then you can help them by calling any of these numbers. So we have the suicide and crisis. We have the National Mental Health Hotline, PTSD, National Center for PTSD. This is for veterans and anybody. This is a super important one. There are more veterans that I don't know, the last time I looked it up, it was like 25 a day that commit suicide. And then I have down below some of my personal favorite people, Mel Robbins. And I have, let's see if I can get it. I should have pulled it down before I did this. My son bought me these because I wanted them. They were Christmas gifts. I have her book, The High Five Habit. She has a podcast. She's on every podcasting streaming service that you could even think of. We have Brene Brown, who is amazing. She does not have a YouTube channel, but here is one of her books. She also has another book, I believe, that is called My Grandmother's Hands. That is an amazing book to read. The majority, I'm pretty sure that she's the one that wrote that. Then we have the holistic psychologist, Dr. Nicole LaPera. If you guys don't know her, you can follow her on Instagram. She is amazing. As a matter of fact, on her Instagram today, it was weird. She was talking about being lonely. The Real Depression Project on Instagram is another great source. Chad which is ADHD, and that is not just for children. It is for adults. It's for teachers. It's for everybody. Seasonal affective disorder. It's a thing. Anybody who lives north of the equator does not get enough vitamin D. The majority of the people in the United States do not get enough vitamin D. And vitamin D, I'm going to call it the happy vitamin. And those of us up here are really, if you don't garden, if you don't have a reason to be outside, you probably aren't outside. And even if you are, unless you're naked or darn close to it, you're still not going to absorb enough vitamin D to help you. And by taking vitamin D and not a synthetic form of it, you need to get as much of it as you can from your foods, or find a sublingual, which is one that will go underneath your tongue. But if you can get liquid forms of it, that's even better. Does that make sense? Hi, Susan. How are you? It has touched everybody's family, 100%. Then you have, so the seasonal affective disorder, this is a link to the Mayo Clinic. It's also a link to how you can get specific lights that will help you. So if you have problems with that, I'm glad, Maria, if you have problems with that, and it's called SAD, because that's what we are. Yes, vitamin D must be taken with food. Anyway, there's a lot of things you guys can look into that. It's too damn cool. I know, right? Well, there's no sun out today, Marie, so that would be, that's kind of how it goes. All right, what else do I have here? And all of these links are before you'll get to anything about me. I feel like I had something else in there too, seasonal affective disorder. Okay, hopefully that's all of them. If I think of any more, but if any of you guys and gals and peoples need any of that, hey, D. Schmidt, how are you from Montana? Your wife was your best business partner. I'd chase, she'd list you. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Is Phil, is she no longer with you? I'm asking that because you said was. And, oh, Mr. Sadie, where'd you go? There you are. Hello, hello. 17 degrees. Hello, Miss Mary. How are ya? Cheryl, I didn't see you. How you doing, girl? Oh, 2 years. I'm sorry to hear that. I am very sorry to hear that. So this is right up your alley, Seb, but true. I think right now it is right up everybody's alley. I'm glad to see that, Mary. I was hoping BCP would come in here. I have something for him. If you're hiding out, say hi, will you? My doctor told me you cannot trust the amount of vitamin. No, because it's cheaper for. You can't trust anything that the government has regulated, as far as, I'm not getting political here, as far as vitamins and nutrients go. And that's where that is. I'm not going to get too heated in it. I have children that have ADHD. I myself have ADHD. And, here's the thing. People earn the right, and I am going to attribute this to my friend D Archivist. If you can find her, you too, that would be great, Jeremy or Jen. But she's on Whatnot, and on Tuesday mornings she has a Whatnot show called Coffee Talk. And she is an amazing person. No, you can't. You go political on here and I will time you out. I don't do politics. I don't do Christian. I don't do religion, and I don't do politics. Period. I don't. just in case any of you needed to know that. That's the best way to make horrible friends, or to lose friends. I don't have a problem with what everybody else believes, but I don't bring it into my stuff. Coffee talk. Anyway, D archivist, as she says, and I agree, nobody has earned the right to hear and know your story. And those who feel like they need to come in to our lives and spill their guts about everything all the time, then, you know, in public around everybody, right? So hey, special request. I did my onboarding a few months ago, but I'm struggling with the set up behind the scene. I know it's not your topic tonight. Absolutely, we can do that. Absolutely. I'll write it down or I'll forget. So many of you know that I talk to a lot of you through Instagram messages. Better Health was a viable online place for me to seek help after she passed. I was a wreck for a year. I don't remember. Better Health is a good place. Don't remember it. Found a good therapist there. Did that. No religion or politics, leaves no one in my extended radical family to talk to. I don't talk to anybody in my extended family either. And it has, hi, Larry, how are you? Your daughter has ADHD and anxiety and about to quit college because her stress levels and meltdowns. That's too bad. If someone requires your silence on a subject to remain friends, that is true. I'm not requiring your silence on a subject. I'm just saying I'm not talking about it here on my channel. I don't have a problem having a discussion with anybody about it. I'm not doing it here, just like you have cut back on yours. I think everybody deserves the respect as a human being to have their opinion about everything. And that's where, and whether I agree with them or not, or whether they agree with me or not, we all have the right as a human being to have our own opinions. And that's one of the wonderful things about here. I knew that. I gotcha. That's one of the wonderful things. And so that kind of leads in. I appreciate you saying that, Scott, because that kind of leads into something that I wanted to talk about. There has been a lot of negativity on in this world, in our world, especially in the YouTube reseller world. There has been a lot of stuff going. We have problems with the economy. We have wars going on. We have all kinds of other things going on. And then on top of that, one of our major platforms that a lot of us sell on has been doing a lot of stuff since April, May, over the last couple of years, if you really want to be honest. And this last year, this last year has been difficult. And that's a chosen word because that isn't even a proper word. There is not a person in our community, in our reselling community, that doesn't have some form of something that has brought them to reselling for whatever reason. There are a lot of people in the reselling community that do not work and will not work in what the real world likes to call it, the real world and a real job, because, this is not a real job. So they think. That's right. 100%. Unfortunately, not everyone understands we're all made differently. It would be so boring if everyone was the same and had the same opinions. 100%. So if you or I or somebody feels comfortable enough at some point in time to share their story with you, then that is between you and them. That doesn't give any of us the right to go and share this or share that with another person. The negativity and the meanness, just the sheer meanness from people. And I'm not just talking about you or me or somebody. It could be people we know. It could be people we don't know. It's super easy to go make another a profile on YouTube and go around in another profile, right? If that's what you need to do, because you cannot be yourself. For the longest time, I swore I would never block anybody from my channel. And I myself had a nervous breakdown a couple of years ago. And I went to New York to help my friend Jan, and met her. And I've met a lot of you people that are in here through Jan's channel, and so on and so forth. For a long time, I wouldn't go to certain channels to be in the live chats because some of the people that caused my grief were there, and they were horrible, and they're still horrible, and they can be horrible because I have blocked them, and I don't have to see them. I don't have to see what they're saying. I don't have to have anything other than every once in a while somebody says their name, and I know they're there. Coffee block. So I have decided, in the last 2 years have been really hard for me since I moved from my home that I was lucky enough to spend all but 10 years of my life in. Oh yeah, they did. It has flared. It 100%, Mr. Sadie. It 100%. Oh, don't worry about it. You know, it's at this point in time, it's water under the bridge. You know, so this last year has absolutely been. I took April. I took part of July and August off pretty much took it off all the way from almost all social media. I wasn't posting maybe every once a week on Instagram. I just wasn't doing much. I needed quiet. And it helped a lot. I missed you guys. A lot. And a lot of you checked on me to see how I was doing, because I just went quiet. And I cannot tell you enough that when you notice somebody is gone from somewhere, just give them a little nudge and see how they're doing. I appreciate everybody that contacted me to see how I was doing. I was okay. I just needed a break. I am one person. I am helping to raise my grandson. He doesn't live with me full time anymore, but he's next door. I don't have a partner by choice. I can't mentally deal with another person and another person's problems and another person's family problems. And that's me. And maybe that's selfish of me, but at least I know myself well enough, and we should all know ourselves well enough. And I have gotten to the point where I realize, if I don't love myself, I can't take care of myself. Therefore, I cannot take care of anybody else. So if you don't know yourselves, who's playing poker? You guys playing poker. Keyboard bullying is the worst. If you guys don't value yourself enough to build yourself some boundaries, to wonderful books. This book right here, she reads it you can go find her. You don't have to buy it because she's well aware that there are many people out there that don't have money to buy these things. And she has free podcasts. You can go and she reads it. If we don't learn to love ourselves and put ourselves first over everybody else, at some point in time, we crack. Hi, LaDonna. How are you, girlfriend? And sometimes when Humpty Dumpty cracks, there's no putting Humpty Dumpty back together. And lots of times we don't even realize that Humpty is so cracked that they're done. So it is very important to have people you can talk to. It is very important to let people know if you're feeling bad. We can't support you. You only lost $22 today. You guys are killing me. We can't support you. You can't support us if you aren't supporting yourself. And there are times in our lives where we just need to be quiet. We just need quiet. We just need whatever. But the worst thing that we can do is to fall into the negativity and the meanness. Have I been there? We all have. None of us are perfect. We have all judged. We have all put other people down. We have been there. We have done it all. There's not one of us that isn't guilty of it somewhere at some point in time in our life. Does that make it right? No, it makes us humans. It makes us products of our environment. However, of all the people in here, and I know the majority of you very well, I just got my go-to tape from Bubble Boy today. Nope, you cannot. I saw, I'll tell you guys something. So the majority of you know that I've had cancer several times. I also was in a burn accident in 2018. I listened to sad songs most of the day today so that I was hoping that I could get all my crying. Hey, LSP. So that I could get most of my crying out so that I wouldn't cry tonight. Because, I can be a crybaby poopy pants. And I'll be the first one to call myself out. And it's okay. It's okay to cry. Crying is a huge release. Sometimes when my kids were little, I would go in my bathroom and I would get a towel and I would put it over my face and I would just cry because I needed to cry. We need to get a release at times. And it's okay to cry. I don't care if you're male or female. If you need to cry, go find something that will allow you to cry. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you know. It makes you aware of your body and how you're feeling. Crying is so human. It is. It doesn't. It's a release that we need to have, kind of like a sneeze. When you hold a sneeze in, your head hurts, your body hurts, or fart. It's painful. Don't do it. Find a place where you can release whatever it is. Just saying. Hey, Aretha, how are ya? Steel magnolias and beaches are my go-tos. You got it, girl. One. Oh, I love those two. I love those two movies. Yep. Anyway, there has to be somebody. If it is your significant other, then that's it. Some people aren't that close in that way to their significant other, and that's their relationship. That's okay. There's other people out there for you. There's so many places where we can talk to people. I am I have been an inspector for years. I did everything that I could do when I worked at Freightliner in the late 90s, early 2000s. It was a union shop. And in order to get into inspection, you had to have 3 years. You had to have worked there for 3 years, period. you had to have a year solid in 3 different areas of the plant. I was the youngest seniority wise inspector in inspection there, and one of the first female foremen. And I loved my job there. My eyes are trained to look at things in a different way. And then when we had our second shutdown there, I went to Oregon Steel Mills and I was a welding inspector, quality QA, QC. I also did ultrasonic radiography and mag particle and you name it. And then when they shut down in the crash of 2008-9, I traveled and did inspecting. My eyes are trained to look at things in ways that other people's aren't, and it is painful. When I walk from a parking lot into a store, I look at everything. I'm looking at people, I'm looking at places, but I'll tell you what, I can look at a person and I can tell there's something not right. I'll look at them and I'll say, your hair looks great today. I love your hair. I love that sweater, looks beautiful on you. That collar looks good at something. You never know. It takes 10 ounces of nothing to be kind to somebody. It takes more muscles to frown on your face than it does to smile. Treat people how you would like to be treated. So if you want to be treated like an ass, that's what you're going to get. You're going to find these people because that's what you attract. It's a dangerous job. And it's an unforgiving job. And I know this. I know this. And I love you anyway, Doug. I suffered greatly in the field that I worked in because I was a female and females weren't welcome in that world. But I had 2 children to raise and I needed to make a wage that was good because I wasn't going to work. And I did many times work 2 or 3 jobs, but your frowning muscles is your workout routine. Well, you can do all the frowning you want. I find that really hard to believe, Jeremy. So I have myself personally in the last 4 weeks, I think, begun unsubscribing and blocking people because I have seen a pattern over the last, let's see, I don't know how long Craigslist Hunter's been on. I have been in the YouTube universe of our realm since then. And it's funny because people will mention somebody's name and I'm like, yeah, a lot of these people, a lot of you that are out there, I have met personally at eBay Open. So it's different, even if I consider myself to be a very empathetic person. I can tell. Josh, I'm so glad people are angry and suffering right now. They are. And I'm glad you're in here. I'm so glad you're here. Because you, my friend, I'm going to try not to cry, are one of the main reasons why I decided to talk about this subject, because Josh has seen a lot of crap. Josh has been getting threats against his family. This is uncalled for. Josh has never done anything to anybody. Sorry, I have my rag. There is no reason for anybody to be messing with somebody's livelihood, for anybody to be messing with somebody's store, for anybody to be sending threatening emails about your family or doing things like that. There is none. Josh is taking a break, and a well-deserved break. And I know it because, as I told you, I took one in August. The negativity and the meanness. if we sit and watch other people do it, then we make that okay. And it is not okay. There's a lot of joking and kidding going on in here. And I can tell you right now that it's not meanness. It's people that know and appreciate and are teasing. And you got to have that. But there's got to be people that you can reach out to, that we can reach out to. All you 63 people that are watching, and those of you that are in the chat, are my co-workers. You are my chosen co-workers, because I chose this job so that I could be home. Well, I chose it to add extra income when I was doing landscaping and stuff, because I was good at it and people gave me stuff. And then after I had my burn accident, I chose this because I thoroughly enjoyed it and have met some of the most amazing people. Every one of you, whether I have met you in person or just met you through YouTube, somebody else's channel, my channel, Instagram, whatnot. This is an amazing 100%, an amazing community, and it needs to stay an amazing community. And we are here for each other. If you don't like somebody, then block them. This is what happened to him again. Whenever someone reports an item on your account, an RF number is assigned to the report, and the eBay back office looks at it. I'm receiving 10 to 12 reports on items a day. Josh, is it the same people? Because if eBay back office is looking at it, they know who's doing the reports, correct? I'm sorry. That was almost funny. Like the only time I have seen you ever be negative is never. That was good though. I love you, Scott. Oh, that was good. You made me laugh. And that's what we need. We need people to make us laugh. We need people to lift us up. We need people to teach us things. We need people that we can ask a question of, and they're not going to go, "You're an idiot." Chrissy, be quiet. I don't think I called you an idiot today. Just joking. She's probably not listening right now. I have people that call me. They're like, "I used to do this way, and it doesn't work this way anymore." I'm like, "Okay, well, this is how you're doing it." I don't have a problem with that either. And I have done that on my videos. And I will, because those of you that know me know that I don't really have much of a filter. They didn't say, but I was speaking with them for over an hour yesterday, and it was very productive. There's no way they can't. You and I both know that. I'm shaking my head for you. Well, fingers crossed, and take the time that you need, because we'll all be back there giving you crap in a loving way. I think, yes, laughter is an amazing form of medication. 100%. So is a hug. And I don't want to hear anything about anything. Those of us that spend most of our days alone, I'm one of the very few. If this is that lady again, I'm going to scream. Sometimes we just need a hug. My youngest son moved out 2 months ago. he was going to live in the basement while he finished his master's degree. And I'm glad he moved out with his girlfriend. They got a place. And so he works full time and he's doing an accelerated master's degree for sociology. And I might get to see him twice a week for maybe 15 minutes at a time. And that's hard. That's really hard. My other son and my grandson live just on the other side of the fence, right? And then my granddaughter and my adopted daughter and my granddaughter, who I only say that because a lot of people think that I only have 2 kids. I have a daughter and a granddaughter, and I talk about them here and there, but they're adopted. My daughter was really good friends with my oldest son in high school. Anyway, and so my granddaughter is a type 1 diabetic, and she just recently, she's going to be 17 in March. And oh man, does that make me feel old? They live near Marie in Longview. So they live north about 45 minutes, something like that, 30, 45 minutes, depends on traffic. And so sometimes you just need a hug. I talk to anybody. My mom said when I was little, she was afraid to let me go in a store or anywhere by myself because I would talk to anybody. So this is good for me to have a channel. This has been good for me. I love to teach. I love to help people. And this is my way of giving back to anybody that has done anything to help me. I may not always be right. And I'll tell you what, if I tell you something and I'm wrong and I find out, I'm that person, just like Scott. Scott put out a video last week and then he realized he was wrong and he came back on. That speaks volumes of a person. Bearded picker. 100% speaks volumes about a person. Being able to admit you're wrong almost feels as good as being able to know you're right. And we all have something to learn every day. But I think the biggest thing that I really want for everybody to get out of this is you are not alone. You are not alone. Every single one of you can get a hold of me through Facebook messaging, through Instagram messaging. Most of the people in the chat, same thing. They have an Instagram or a Facebook or a email, right? I think so. I personally think, I wish you'd call me. You have my phone number. There's some things I would like to talk to you about, but I don't want to talk to you about them in an email. So when you have time someday, Josh, pull up one of my emails and call me, will you? Sometimes that's the better way to be, Scott. There are a lot of people in here that may no longer see me commenting or being in other people's channels. And it's a choice I have had to make. Does that make those people bad? No, it just makes them uncomfortable for me. So, no, I don't think that there are truly, I think there's a lot of people that have a lot of pain. And I think there's a lot of people that were never taught how to deal with their pain or were ignored or for whatever reason. A really good book for people. Let's see if I can find it to read. If you want to, if you guys are into it, it's probably would be my guess. Yep. This book right here, and it is on audiobook, My Grandmother's Hands. This is an amazing, try for $0. Audible, $5.95 a month. If you have Amazon, if you have Amazon Prime, then you can go listen to this for free, right? A lot of the way with how we handle trauma and the way we deal with stress is generational. Look back in your generations, how your parents handled finances and stress, how your grandparents and how they handled. And it is in our DNA to do things a certain way because that's what we know. That's the generational stress that our ancestors had and have passed it down to us. And this book right here talks about that. And so if you want to learn a little bit more about yourself, because honestly, you're doomed. Michelle, I wish I could give you a big fat hug. No, you're not. You're going to learn. You're going to learn things that you'll see, and then you can put steps in place to remove those things. And it's painful, but they are things that we need to do for ourselves. Staying in a relationship that is abusive is painful. A lot of people won't leave those relationships because they think that they can't make it on their own. You're fighting yourself, right? So you have to, right here, you have to unlearn behaviors that you were taught. And you have to love yourself enough to realize that you are worth it. And sometimes you have to walk away from everything that you know. So this year, I have walked away from everything in my life that I knew. And it hit me like a ton of bricks in August, like a ton of bricks. And I needed that time and space for myself to get my head back on straight. So many people checked on me and said, hey, what you doing? A little nudge here, a little nudge there. That right there shows you that you're not alone. And I am not as good at nudging people as I should be, and I'm getting better at it. And if I have to make an alarm in my phone, there's somebody on my mind right now that I need to get a hold of. And as a matter of fact, I need to write their name down. Because I haven't heard from them in 2 months, and that's not good. You know, there's a quote. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift because it's the present. Do not live in what was, and do not wish for what might be. I posted somebody else posted it and I stole it from them. You have 200 and some how many seconds in the day, and somebody steals 60 of them from you. Are you going to give them those 60 or are you going to take it back? It is our choice to allow, and I do it all the time. I'm guilty. I will spend hours mulling over something in my head, and somebody will say to me, is it really, really, really? Yep, right here. Is it really, really worth it? Is it going to make anything better? We can make ourselves sick to our stomach by continuously going over and over and over something. There is stuff that's out of our hands. There's always somebody out there Hi, Gina. How are you? Oh, almost missed you. Snuck in. Hey, girlfriend. There's always somebody somewhere that you can reach out to. There's somebody somewhere. So like I said, in the description of this video are numerous places if you need help. Even if you just need to read things. Which one? Your favorite quote from Elvis? Don't step on my blue suede shoes. Just kidding. Just kidding. 2019 was your year. Everything changed. Yep. I don't have any contact with my family. When I say my family, I'm talking about Love Me Tender, my mother, and my 4 siblings. I was talking with my my younger brother and his wife, and I'll talk to them anytime, but I don't have any contact with any of them. So not only did we sell the farm and I moved, and I finally grieved for my dad, who was killed in a tractor accident on our farm in 2000. Wow. In 1990. I'll spit it out here in a minute. So I kind of have been going through a whole cycle of grief this last 2 years. The grief of losing my home, the grief of losing my dad, and the grief of losing my family. My choice. My mother once said to me, if you go somewhere and you feel worse when you leave than you did when you went there, don't go back. I love my mom. I've said this before. I'm sure she's a wonderful person. She's not my wonderful person. Many of you people in here are my wonderful people. We get to choose our friends and the people that we hang out with. We don't get to choose our relatives. We get to choose if we are going to love ourselves enough to allow positivity in our life or to allow ugliness into our life. If you are around people that don't make you feel good, there's always a place for you to turn around and walk away, and you should never feel guilty. You'll feel sad. You will feel sadness. There he is. I've been waiting for you. I think I got to do it over here. BCP, why aren't you showing up over there? Maybe I can do it here. Nope. Am I lagging that bad? Memers, keepers. Why don't I see you in my chat? I see you on my screen. Do you have me blocked? That's hilarious. I don't know why I can't. You are literally on. I have YouTube over here on this. Oh, by the way, you guys, I got my other monitor fixed. So I'm back up to 3. No, so here's my StreamYard. I have my chat on my StreamYard here. And I see you. And I see Marie saying hi right underneath you. But over here in the chat, you're not there. Maria's there. Wow, this is weird. That is really weird. I'll find you sooner or later, buddy. You're not a blocker. I was not a blocker for a long time, but there's some people out there that I had to. All right, I'll find you. I wanted to give you back your wrench. Anyway, you bet you're blocked. Oh my goodness. That is so weird. I'm going to refresh here and see if that does it. Jay Jasso. Oh, I know what it is. I bet that's it. Yep. I was in top chat and not live chat. All right. Gotcha. I gotcha. Hi, Lindsay. How are you? Yeah, I know. I usually do, but what can I say? I'm as far from being perfect as everybody else is, and I'm happy with that. So yeah, you can see him on because he's not in this country. That's why. But I'm glad I could see him over here. So did anyone put the D link in when you asked? So you guys and gals, if you see somebody being mean to somebody else and they're constantly being mean to people, like I constantly, thanks for being here, Shannon. It's everywhere, right? It's everywhere. Be out of the loop. Sometimes you're better. Yep. Got to find your tribe. That's 100% it. We have to find our tribe. D, thank you. Thank you for putting that in there. You guys go find D. You'd like to find a reselling partner. Oh, boy, my chat just jumped. In your area, where are you at? What area are you in? That's a really good thing. And I'm thinking about starting a group here. You can be in my tribe anytime, Anna. I'm thinking about starting a group here. I do have, you're in Cincinnati, Ohio. Is okay. So one thing that you can do is go through eBay and see if there are any reseller meetups and groups in your area. That's a really fast way to find out. Too much noise at the ranch, everyone too busy. Yeah. And then if there are any, I don't know why I was, but I became very surprised to realize how many, if it matters, you hit the thumbs up on the way. Woohoo!
Brought you dinner in exchange for the aminos.
You brought me dinner?
In exchange for the aminos.
Oh, that's very nice of you. You want to tell everybody hi? That they haven't seen you in a long time. It's getting big, you guys. It's getting big. You want to set this out there on the counter for me?
And I shall take the aminos.
Okay, you can take the aminos. We don't use soy sauce. If you guys, hey, bring those here for a minute. Yeah. This tastes just like soy sauce, and it is very good for you. Gluten-free. It's got all that good stuff. Brags is a good thing. You need to get going for the night. Give Melody a hi and a hug for me, will you, Scott? Oh, have a good day, Dren. Thanks for being in here. There was a reseller rally here and you didn't make it. That's okay. So find out who's running it. If you are aware of the reseller rally, find out. Find your people. Your husband is ill and you can't leave him that long. And that's a tough one. That's really a tough one. Soy causes cancer, and soy is in everything. Soy lecithin. Soy is used as a binder in everything. I really try really hard to not have any product that has any kind of soy in it. Hello, hello. I don't like the coconut one. I tried it. I did try it. Have a good night, Doug. Doug, I love you. I hope you're feeling better. Cincinnati Picker, yes. John. And a lot of his, oh, that's the meetup, duh, that you're talking about. John is a cool guy. He's got a great heart. Somebody there, Beard, are you still in here? He knows some of those people. So there are people out there. Craigslist Hunter. I don't think Craigslist Hunter is gonna do that kind of a meetup. Have a great weekend yourself. Heart transplant clinic tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. There are people in your area. Okay. I talk to everybody, as I told you earlier. I talk to everybody. When I go to estate sales, I'm a chitty chatty person. I'm just a chitty chatty person. I got to be in a pretty crappy mood to not be talking to anybody. I mean, any of you that have met me in person will know that. Marie, you be quiet. All the best for you, Ron. I really, really hope everything works out great. And we'll be waiting to hear. There are a lot of people in the Cincinnati area. Let me see what I can find out for you, Lindsay. You're 9 years out. 2 years out from my kidney transplant. That's amazing. That's some hard work. Dren's mom. For those of you that don't know, Dren's mom passed away when he was 4. She had type 1 diabetes. Her pregnancy with him threw her into dialysis, and she never could quite. Her brother was a match, but she had gastroparesis, whereas she couldn't keep anything down, and it didn't matter what they did. They put a pump, like a for your heart. What is that? They put a pump similar to that in her stomach so that she could keep stuff down. But in the end, they had to remove her from the transplant list because she couldn't keep medicine. She couldn't keep anything down. So, yeah, it is true. There's just keep coming in and talking, and we will find you somebody. So she passed away on March 26th of 2018, and Dren was 4. Gastric pacemaker. Thank you, Anna. And they lived with me the whole time. I mean, they lived with me before she got pregnant, before they were going to get married the summer of 2012. I came home from Montana for a month and found out I had cancer, a rare form of cervical cancer. They gave me 3 months to live. So they decided to hold off on getting married the summer of 2012 because I had multiple surgeries and went through chemo and all of that. And obviously I'm too mean to die. So they did not get married the summer of 2012. And then she got pregnant, and they didn't get married the next summer because she was pregnant. She was my daughter-in-law. I didn't care. It's just paper, right? So Vala Milk has achieved 1K subs. Yay! Great. Kate Picker, how are you? So Dren was born 8 weeks early. So via a emergency C-section because her heart was stopping. So she helped take care of me when I was sick, and I helped take care of her when I miss her greatly. I miss so many things about her. Anyway, so I have basically been Dren's mother for the most part, his caretaker. And he's my kid. He's my grandson. I love him. He's a great kid. And that's another thing. It's been hard. His dad came back from LA. He had to leave to go to work, and Dren just stayed with me. So that's where that is. So I don't talk about a lot of this stuff because everybody has a situation. Everybody has had a trauma. Everybody has had something. And I know a lot of you, and I have talked to a lot of you. So are you heading out, BCP? Thank you so much for being here. Bum Crack Picker has been around for a long, long time. And I appreciate you. And Todd as well, Silver. You have 25K subs. They're all disappointed. Oh, good night, Phil. Have a great weekend, buddy. Oh, you're still here. Okay. So some of you that have been with me for a long time know what's going on, I just don't talk about it a lot because I am not one of those people. I wasn't, and I'm not picking one of those people. What a horrible thing to say. What a horrible way to phrase something. I am not the person who feels like I need to explain myself and my life to everybody. And there are people that do that, and they need that. That's their personality. That's how they are. That's their form of getting some kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Assistance to themselves. And that's okay. Everybody works through their trauma and the things that go on in their life. Everybody has something going on. And 95% of the people know that. And then you have, and I'm going to say it's a small group, then you have the 5%ers who just go around spreading hate. And maybe the trauma that they've had in their life has taught them to be those hateful people. In the end, they're hurting themselves more than they are hurting anybody else. But I have chosen, and I urge other people to choose to have some boundaries. If a person is testing your boundaries that you have set up for yourself health, for your heart health, for your family health, for your business health, if they are consistently testing those boundaries, then they probably do not belong or have the honor to be in your life. And we have a choice in the social media to remove those people with a click of a button. So if you have people on Facebook, in Instagram, in TikTok, in whatever social media you use, on your phone, delete them. They're not giving you joy. They are not helping you find joy. They are making it harder for you and me to have joy with our families. And they could very well be a family member. And those are the hardest ones, right? Not really. It's been difficult. Hurt people will hurt people. Yep, 100%. It's okay. It is okay to not be friends with everybody. It is okay to not answer that phone call. It is okay to walk away, because in the end, the most important person in the world is you. You are the most important person to yourself. And if you or I cannot be true to ourselves, and we can't be okay up here, then we can't be okay to take care of our business. We cannot be focused in areas we need to be focused in. And if you need somebody to help you, there are plenty of wonderful people right here. And there's phone numbers, and there's mental health places you can go. If you don't have insurance, there's places for you. There's people that will talk to you. Call me, I'll find somebody for you after I laugh and giggle with you. You obviously haven't gone far enough back in my playlist if you're missing Josh that much. I'm just kidding. Don't feel pressured to come back until you're ready to come back. Because everybody will be there. Trust me, the people that matter will be there. I haven't been talking in your chats the last couple of weeks, but I'm there. And if I'm not because of something else, I download it and listen to it while I'm at storage. I don't have good service at my storage, so I download everything. You're left to the voices in your head. We argue. Yeah, me too. Me too. So we have the profit and we have the loss. And we, as our own best or worst enemies, get to decide, are we profiting in life or are we losing in life? It's a combination of everything. But until the center is somewhat balanced, you're not gonna find the balance between these two. I don't care if it's your business. I don't care if it's your sanity. Nobody has the right to make us miserable. And you don't have the right to make yourself miserable. Go find some funny memes or something. Find some music. I listen to music all the time. I don't know what I would do without my ear pods, to tell you the honest truth. Probably the best gift I was ever given from my brother and his wife. It was her choice when I did landscaping. Hey, G Jasso, how are you? I haven't seen you for a while. Find some music, find a podcast, find something that you can listen to so that there isn't the voices in your head. Put some music on in your living room and dance. Nobody cares. You're there by yourself. Be that person you've always wanted to be that nobody would let you be, and you were trained from generations to not ever show any kind of that kind of stuff. It's okay. It's okay to go boogie in your dining room or do whatever it is you need to do. Listen, find your music, find yourself. And if you need help, and if you know somebody that needs help, you don't need to nitpick them. When you see somebody in our community that's a vocal person that is consistently posting something somewhere here or there, and all of a sudden they're gone. You're moonwalking to Billie Jean. Yes. If you notice that somebody's gotten real quiet, find them out. Find them. If you can't find them, find their tribe, find their people. Everybody has a few people that can get to somebody right away. I have told people many times, cry to me song. If you follow me on Instagram, when I post the link to my Let's Talk About It show, I put it to the Rihanna song, Lift Me Up. I love that song. Paul, how you doing? Okay, I saw your show. I saw the thumbnail to your show. Did you really close your store? I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it later tonight. If you guys don't know Paul, the flippin' sports guy, he's been around for a while too. Big time. None of us do it, and all of us should. Yep. $100%. No, you didn't. What? Oh, it was about somebody else. Okay. I kind of thought not, but I was like, you never know. You never know. Okay. All right. So, anybody got anything else they want to put in here? Any links that we should drop that I maybe didn't have in the description? Anything that I might not have covered? Emily, why can't I think of her last name? She's no longer doing YouTube. She's no longer doing reselling. I did a mental health. Somebody help me. Somebody that's been around. Marie, what was Emily's? Why can't I think of, she's still on, Emily Conway, thank you. 2-3 years ago, I did, I've been on her channel several times. She has 2 small children. Yeah, Emily Conway. She and I did a thing on mental health, and it's a thing, and she suffered a lot too, and she was very open about it, so I don't feel like I'm spilling any beans. She has changed her name, her channel name, due to the job that she got. Anyway, and I don't know, she hasn't posted anything for a while. I do know that she is more on, I believe it's TikTok than anything else. I should check in. I should put her down here too and check in with her. I haven't talked to her in a while. Anybody else out there making a list of a couple of people that you haven't heard from in a while, haven't talked to for a while, haven't even just seen anything for a while from those people? Either A, you're no longer following them, or B, they need a quick high. You're not going to be able to magic her channeling. Nope, I don't think so. Nope, not at all. Yes, he sent me a reel the other day. Yes. He's still there. He's still out there. If you guys don't know who we're talking about, Rob. Oh, wow. I was going to say Thrifty Lobster. A guy that's been in a group of ours for a long time. He's going through some messy problems in a divorce. Yeah, he's still there. He literally sends them to me. He tags me in them, sends them to me, to my Instagram. So I know he's doing okay. Well, okay. I know he's alive and breathing and eating. Thrifty Lobster. Thank you, Marie. But he could use some love. He's had a heck of a year. Holy moly. He could totally use some love. He's a great guy. and like I said, none of us are perfect. You don't have to prove you're the perfect person. Everybody has a background. People may have history, people may have done things, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're still humans. We still need somebody to talk to. We still need to know it's okay to make a mistake. And it is okay to make a mistake. Just realize you've made it. That's the hard part, right? Fail. I've said this so many times. Fail. You're gonna fail. You hear more people talking about the successes, how they want to be successful and how they got successful. Well, how did they get successful? You had to fail. You had to fail many, 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 many times to get to where you are or where you want to be or where they wanted to be. What's the you guys, I'm horrible. What's the singer's name? He's a little redhead guy, Sheeran, Ed Sheeran. He was on with he did an interview. I'll think of the guy's name in a minute. He did an interview, and the guy that was interviewing him said, well, you've been a great singer all your life. And Ed was like, no, I haven't. He goes, and I have, and he has a recording of a song he wrote and published when he was 14, and he had him pull it up, and they were listening to it. And he's like, well, how did you become who you are now? And he goes, I failed. I kept going and singing and doing this and practicing and practicing. People don't talk about how they got to be successful by sharing the fact that all of the failures that they had to go through to get to that success. It is okay to fail. Get up, learn your lesson, apply that, and go on. You may fail more, you may fail harder, you may fail less. Eventually, at some point in time, you will get to what you're wanting. I'm going to be quiet about what some people are talking about in chat, because some of those people were people that I had problems with, and I no longer have any dealings with them. Ed Sheeran, who's the shock jock guy that had his sidekick is Robin? Why can't I think? He's like, his face is right here in front of me. Howard Stern. It was an interview that Ed Sheeran had with Howard Stern, and I just saw a blip of it. And it's true, though. It's okay for us to fail. Batman. It's okay for us to fail. Every single one of us have failed. Sometimes I feel like my whole life has just been one failure after another, and maybe it has, but I can also look and see at the non-failures, right? I have many times in my life thought about committing suicide, and I bet there are many of you that have too. But I'll tell you what, I know many people who have had a family member who has committed suicide, and the devastation, that's a light word, that is left behind, that the family and friends go through after somebody passes away from suicide, is beyond belief. I don't know, from speaking for myself personally, if I could even live with myself. Of course I would be dead, right? I would never be able to do it. I don't know how my children and my grandchildren would deal with. I don't know what it would do. What would it do to them mentally if I was and I'm not saying this to anybody else, if I was to be selfish enough to rid myself from the planet, I fought with myself many times. I will never do it. It's not worth it. There's so many people out there that love us. There's so many people out there that need us. And there's so many people out there that would be devastated. One person can have such a huge effect on so many other people in a positive way and in a negative way. Try to be that positive person. We can't be positive all the time. You can't smile all the time. You had a PET scan today. I hope so too, Cindy. I hope so too. If you are hurting enough, if you feel down enough that those thoughts are crossing your mind, please reach out. You can reach out to me. I will do what I can do to help you in my power, in my limited amount. For sure. People that are cynical and mean are hurting. They're hurting really bad. And they have no clue. And they think that they're these wonderful people, and they're not. And we've all been around them. Dren had a little girl in his class when he went to private school, and when, let's see, we've been here, he's on his second year at the school. So 3 years ago, her name was Sherry. And it was Sherry this and Sherry that, and can I just go somewhere else? Can we get rid of Sherry? And I would tell him, I would pick him up at school. It was about a 10, 15-minute drive from here to school, depending on traffic. And he would, the whole way home, it was Sherry this and Sherry that. And I said to him, Dren, everywhere you go in life, there's going to be a Sherry. And you cannot let Sherry win. You have done what you can do in your power, and the teachers and the owner of the school are doing, because it wasn't just him that Sherry was causing problems with. I laugh because Dren is 10, so he was 7 then. So now this year there's another person. And I told him, I said, listen, he picked something up off of the floor. And this person yelled across the room, give that back. And he goes, Nanny, I didn't take it. It was just on the floor. I didn't even know I just picked it up. And I said, well, did you give it back? And he goes, yeah. And I go, I would have just put it right back on the floor and left it there. My suggestion when you're dealing with Sherry people is to give them the least amount of time and space in your head and your life as you can. They don't deserve to steal 60 seconds from you. And I have let a lot of people steal 60 seconds from me. And we only have so many seconds on this planet. You can look at it in minutes, hours, and days. I'm 56. I don't have as many seconds left as a lot of you. Some of you have less than me. Some of you have way more than me. I am choosing to not let certain people have any more of those seconds from me. And I'm learning every day. Yep. Today you're thinking about who do I have, and there are very few people that I trust. At the end of the day, I'm still alone. At the end of the day, we're all still alone. Every single one of us is alone. We are our own person. We are it. I have never been married. I have never lived with anybody. I have gotten pregnant twice. I have 2 children. I raised them by myself. I have no desire. My parents were married until my dad was killed in an accident. All of my siblings, except for one, have been married to the same person for only once. And I feel blessed that they are that way. I have just seen so much hatred and meanness and horribleness. I personally have chosen to not have that in my life. I don't want another person's troubles because I don't have a lot of troubles. I really don't, compared to a lot of people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed. And I may not say that enough, but I am. And but I have chosen for my peace of mind and maybe my own selfishness to not have a partner, to not have a partner's family, to not have another whatever. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of wonderful people in my life. But the trauma from the drama, we're really seeing a lot of that here in our community. In the last, it's gotten really bad with a couple of them. I will not talk about it. Most people know about it. With one of them causing problems for a lot of other people because they're selfish. That's my be all end all of it. I'm not going to say anymore. There anybody to cause grief and harm and misery for other people just because they can. So the trauma that is created from the drama of other people is more than I can deal with. And I know it. And I have selfishly, maybe not, maybe the other people are going, woohoo. I know pretty well where my boundaries are. I don't want to have to check in with somebody if I'm going somewhere. If I'm going to go on a trip or something, my kids know where I am. Marie knows where I am. A couple other people know where I am. I don't want to have to say, I'm going to go spend $100 or I spent $200 or I did this or I did that. I am my own person. I make my own decisions, good or bad. I have to deal with the decisions I made. I don't want to deal with somebody else's mess. Does that make sense? So many people have more issues than I do because you have a partner. You have a lot of this other stuff. And maybe that's me putting stacks of sand around myself, but that's what I needed to do to protect my mental health. And so maybe I'll eventually remove a few stacks, but right now I feel like, other than some choices that I have made in life, maybe not have been the best, but they were made, and they'll be, and I will live with them, right? We make choices and we live with them and we mull over them. And if they don't work out, we have the choice to make a new choice. You guys have the choice to be healthy mentally. You have the choice. We all have the choice to ask for help if we're hurting. be the end of negativity. Don't be part of it. And with that, next week we'll be back to some regularly scheduled programming of something. I haven't decided yet what. I really wanted to talk about this because I think there's a lot of people hurting, and there's a lot of people that don't feel like that they can ask for help or reach out. And you can. Anybody that doesn't know Scott, who used to be, I have teased him forever. He is a reseller from Canada. I will be on his show on Sunday at 7:45. We have to be the change. We do. We have to be the change to end all the negativity. We do. Antiques and Profits is what he used to be, and then he changed his name. I love that name, Antiques and Profits. But Scott Sells Stuff, I think is what his channel has been. I'll be on his he does a live show on Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern. 7:45 is when I'm supposed to check in. I was supposed to be on his show last Sunday, and I was down in storage, just not paying attention to time, you guys. So I totally missed it, but I will be on his channel on Sunday. So if you guys need some entertainment, he's really cool. And then next Wednesday, I will be on with Regina, Michelle, and Derek, Fundamentals of Side Hustling, on their Wednesday evening live show. And then I'll see you guys again. And I have been making an appearance on where are you? Where'd you go? On the Bearded Pickers show on Wednesday mornings. He's on at 6 a.m. Wednesday mornings, every Wednesday, 6 a.m. Eastern. All right, you guys. I love you. I'll see you next week. If you're going sourcing this weekend, I am going tomorrow with a friend of mine who has an estate sale company. We're going to go check out a couple other estate sale companies. I haven't been sourcing for 5 weeks. I'm really proud of myself. So if you go sourcing tomorrow, have a great time. I hope you find amazing things. I'll see you next week. Bye.